my wife. I woke up in the morning and I heard my wife doing the dishes and making coffee in the kitchen, just 25 feet away from our room. And as I woke up and the sun was shining through the window onto our plants, we have some plants in the room, and the white walls, and I felt a sense of peace I hadn't felt in a long time. And I realized, oh my God, she's 25 feet away from me in the kitchen right now. I got up and in my pajamas, I walked quickly to my wife, came up behind her, and I spun her around, and I grabbed her, and I started hugging her tighter than I've ever hugged her, with tears in my eyes. And I held her, and she didn't even know what was going on, but she was like, what is going on? But she felt my heart, and we just stood there in the kitchen on like a Saturday morning, holding each other. And she's like, what's going on? And I was melting in unconditional love and gratitude. And what came through me that morning was I thought about all the unfortunate scenarios of people who have lost the people that they love, from acquaintances to friends to family members to your closest loved ones and even spouses, and how incredibly painful that is, and how people don't appreciate what they have right now because they're just familiar with it, or for all the reasons, right? And it hit me like a ton of bricks that even though I'm incredibly in love with my wife every day, there's not a moment that I'm not, I didn't think it was possible I didn't even think it was possible to even love her more, because this is 100 out of 100. I'm telling you, there was a whole new level of love that came into me. It was a love that passes understanding. It was peace. It was a love that goes beyond this life. Let me explain. It was a love that transcends fear. It was a love that could only come from a place of gratitude and a place of having a figment of imagination of what it would be like without her. You know, it's funny. A couple summers ago, I was swamped, busy. I'm talking running 2 businesses at once, phone ringing up off the hook, employees, schedule booked out for 2.5 months. And my wife is like, hey, me and my mom and my sister, we're all going to watch this Beauty and the Beast movie, the new one that came out. Please come. We'll get popcorn and in the last minute, I was like, you know what? I haven't been in the movies with my wife. I don't care what movie it is. I'm going to go. So this is funny. So I go there. I brought my own truck because I had to go home real quick, shower from work, and then meet her there. A little date. I'm sitting down in this Beauty and the Beast movie, and it's a musical. I'm talking, it didn't get 7 minutes into the movie, and they can sing, they can dance. Like, bro, I fucking freaked out. I started going into a panic attack. I couldn't handle it. The energy, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but for me, it was too feminine, and it was too, it was crazy. I couldn't handle it, and I was getting a panic attack, and I looked at my wife in the movie theater. I said, I love you. I can't stand this. I have to leave. Don't get mad. It's okay. Have fun. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Whew. I was gone. I hopped in my truck, and it was sunny out, and I went back to work, and they were fine. She called me later. She came home, and she's like, oh my God, it was the most amazing movie, and I cried. I was like, I don't even know how you could watch that, but whatever. So, it's winter time a couple years later, and she even went again with like her friend Simone, and they went and watched it again. It's crazy. So it's a couple years later, and my wife says, let's watch the new Beauty and the Beast movie. I'm like, oh gosh. She's like, you don't want to watch it, do you? I'm like, I'll watch it with you. So I lay down next to her and we turn it on, and we can sing, that shit comes on, and I'm like, just like suffering through it. I don't know why I don't like, I'm not saying I don't like musicals, it's just, it was something about it is just too much for me. But anyways, the movie gets going on, and then there's the Beast, and he's like dark castle. I'm not going to get too deep into this, just hang with me for a second. There's no love. It's complete black and white, and it's drab, and it's freezing, and it's cold. There's no color. I'll fast forward. At the end of the movie, they fall in love. She says, I love you. She kisses him, and then like the rose petals fall, and like all the light and color comes back, right? And now they're in love. He turns back into a prince, basically. You're like, what am I watching? This dude's talking about Beauty and the Beast. Just trust me here. Bro, I'm sitting here watching this with my wife. She's like, I had tears dripping down my face because I realized a very profound thing about, it's basically a love story, right? Here's what I realized. I've known this, but this was amazing. It was a revelation. Without love, it's destitute. You have nothing. I don't care how much ambition or money or good looks or nice clothes or it's nothing. It is like Jesus in the Bible was talking about, and it's, compared to God, all your works and everything you do is as of filthy rags. It's nothing compared to God's grace and the riches of heavenly treasures. I mean, dude, I feel goosebumps up my back right now. So I wanted to say, my home is a beautiful home. It's so clean. The very laundry, my wife just told me I have this stupid bad habit that I need to fix. Sometimes I sneeze every morning. Like, I always sneeze like once. I'm not even sick or anything. It's just my morning sneeze. So I'll run and I'll grab a piece of paper towel, but I'll keep a piece of paper towel in my pocket or a piece of tissue because it'll come on quick. And this is kind of gross, but I wouldn't be able to make it in time, so I'd sneeze into my hand, and then I'd have to go wash my hands. So I put a piece of paper towel in my pocket, so I can catch the sneeze. And I developed this bad habit. I put paper towel in my pocket. Then several times, I leave the paper towel in my pocket, and then my wife does all the laundry, and she does such a beautiful job. Well, I'm talking quiet because I'm doing a night video, and I don't want my neighbors to hear me because my voice is echoing, and I'm gonna subdivide it. Oh, my green light faded off. I love this little light I'm putting into my videos. You saw the green? Okay. And this is my little doggy, Gino. He's with me. No, he's a good boy. Alright, so my wife does the laundry, and now there's little fragments of paper towel and Kleenex all over everything, and it's my fault. And she tries to tell me, don't do that anymore, and I try my hardest not to do it, but I'll be like in a hurry, and then I'll forget a wad of like paper towel in my pocket, and then it goes all over everything again. And now she's like, when are you gonna stop doing this? What is wrong with you? Why would you do this? And so it's like I said, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. And I love you. And I'm so thankful you do all the laundry. And she'll say things like, you should hire someone to come do all your laundry and wash all your towels and all that. How you like that? I was like, no. So I try to go up to her when she's mad, and I'll try to hug her and kiss her, and she'll be like, get away from me. It's amazing. She's so exciting. So anyways, these nice clothes that I wear. I used to dress like a bum when I met my wife, bro. She's like, oh no. She takes me to like these nice clothing stores. I'm like, I'm not spending that on that. And she's like, she basically talked me into dressing nicer and spending a little bit more money on nicer clothes. And I'm like, dude, I get all the credit for it because I feel so much better now. Like, and so like the very jacket, she looked at me and she said, you see that zip up sweater you're wearing? I go, yeah, it's mine. She goes, she washes it. She said, do you realize that that's never been in the dryer once? I hang dry it every time. I said, this has never been in the dryer once? And she couldn't help it. She smiles. Because I'm so present with her. I try to be. When she's mad. And my whole reasoning is try to see I'm an asshole, is trying to express to her that I'm conscious, I love her, and I'm so thankful. But when she's frustrated, she's so gorgeous when she's upset. One time, she was upset about something with the laundry again because she's doing constant laundry. Our old dog throws up all over everything, and I'm telling you, like, dude, I don't just let my wife do everything. I do a lot of stuff too, but she does so much around the house, like cleaning. She does way more than me. Way more than me. Like, I really try to, like, I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but like, I help with the cleaning and cooking and taking out the trash and all this stuff, and I just can't compete with this. Her standards are so high, bro, and she keeps such a clean house, and it's amazing. So she's brilliant. What was I gonna say? Oh, it was amazing. What was I gonna say? So basically, do you know what I'm getting here? Oh, this was it. One time, she was upset about something about the laundry, and she was standing at the top of the stairs, and I was down the stairs looking up at her. She cocks her hip, and she's like, was upset, and she was raising her voice, and I just looked up at her, and I said, oh my God, and I just ran up to the top of the steps, and I gently pushed her against the wall and started kissing her, and she loved it. It's like, it's a fiery passion. And so, in the past, I used to be a little bitch. And when my wife wanted to dispute something with me, I couldn't face it, and it was too painful. It reminded me of maybe trauma, of being young, or I don't know. This is gonna sound weak, and I don't care. She was too powerful for me, and I would collapse and crumble under her feminine crashes of energy against my masculine structure. I would collapse, and therefore I was untrustable, because if little old her could make me collapse, then how could she trust me to protect her life, to protect our house and our home until death do us part? How could she trust me if she could say, boo, and I jump? How could she trust me? You know what I'm saying? And so, it's not that I was ever untrustworthy, but when you are so easily perturbed as a man, right? It comes across as untrustworthy, right? It's so amazing and so funny, because we would get in these arguments. All this isn't in love with I'm talking about my wife, how much I love her. We would get in these arguments where I would I don't know how far I want to go here on YouTube, but I would basically I'm leaving. So I would get in my truck and I would just leave, and I would just go loop around a few times and then come back home. You know what's funny? There's some sick part of your head that while you're in an argument with your wife that is having a good time, like it's exciting in a way, and that's not healthy. But there's something my friend Joshua Latimer called it trauma bonding. I'm totally sober right now. I'm just happy. Trauma bonding. So, here's what I mean. Decide in your heart right now, no matter what, that you're all in until death. Not 99.9%, 100%. Because it's not the 99% of you that's totally in love and faithful and committed to her. It's the 1% of you that has your foot out the door, or a psychological back door that's driving her crazy. She can feel it. She ain't stupid. She can feel. If you're even like protecting or preparing yourself to leave, or like run for the hills or get out of there, right? You have none of that. You're not going anywhere until death. This is where you are. This is your resting place. And when she can feel that, your life's gonna get so much easier, I promise you. And it may feel scary. It may feel terrifying, but I challenge you to let go of your defenses. And if by chance you did do something untrustworthy, there's an amazing interview by Eben Pagan on his channel. He interviewed a guy who was like a negotiator that dealt with all types of like crazy stuff. And it was this very wise old man. And he said, I was listening to this interview and I didn't expect to hear all this. And it was very powerful and profound. He was saying something like, and if you did do something untrustworthy, and I have heard this, but not like this before. Basically, you stand there and take 100% responsibility, and you don't duck or dodge or try to like avoid it or make up excuses. You sit there in the flames and the fire, and you take 100% responsibility and accountability for eternity. So, whatever you did to create pain, you created that pain. Now you deal with it. Don't take that monkey off your back and put it on someone else. You've already put it on someone else's back. You put that monkey back on your back, because now it's on their back too. Now it's on her back, is what I'm saying. So you sit there and you deal with that shit. And you be like, I hurt you. I messed up. I'm sorry. I'll never do that again. And I don't expect you, this is what he was saying, I don't expect you to forgive me at all. And maybe you'll never forgive me. But I want to let you know that I'm 100% like fully aware that I hurt you. And all I can say is, I don't remember what he said, something like, I'm getting better, becoming better. I don't know. It was an amazing thing. It's a position that I would never let myself be in. Never. So have a resolution in your mind. Here's another powerful thing I learned, and I'll wrap this up. Here's the line. That's the line. It's not like, here's the line, and then it like gets like, I don't know, cold, colder, and then there's the real line. The line is the line. And the line, it's not like the line is like a long gradient that goes from very light, like white to shadows all the way to dark. No, the line starts as soon as it goes from white. I don't know, it's not white. It's just like, imagine it's a piece of dental floss. And it's as thin as a piece of dental floss. And you step over that line, you're in hell. Period. It's not like, it gets worse and worse, and then no, this is this. No. It's a piece of, it's thinner than dental floss. It's like 100% in or 100% out. There's no 99.999% in anything. And in that, those decisive decisions lies all the freedom, right? Because there was a time when I was first with my wife, I was so like scared of unlove and abandonment that I had, in the very, very beginning, I was afraid of being abandoned, so I was basically protecting myself from getting hurt. And it was driving her crazy because I was like a clam. I was afraid to just open up and let go and completely trust this woman, right? And now I just give her all the trust in the world. There was a time when I went to go look at her phone. She was sleeping. And I went to start looking at it, and this feeling came over me like, oh my God, what am I doing? I had anxiety, and I just put it down. I was like, oh, don't do that anymore. Because it's like, why? People in the comments, I've talked about stuff like this before, and I stopped talking about this type of stuff because it opens things up to interpretation. Now I can't even upload this video because the very immature men who are weak, immature men, are going to put in the comments negative stuff. That's why you can't talk about this type of stuff. Damn it. Now I can't upload this.